Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and honored guests gathered here, and also welcome to our virtual guests of our ArcelorMittal community who are joining us live via live stream. As we always place safety first, I would like to begin with a quick safety moment. In the current facility, the emergency exit is directly behind you. Proceeding through that door, the main exit of the building will be directly in front of you. In the second part of today's ceremony, participants in the beam installation ceremony will be at the construction site with the required PPE. For our other guests, a separate viewing location has been selected for your safety. You will be accompanied by event guides at the appropriate time. And now, on behalf of ArcelorMittal, it is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you all today. We are gathered here today to celebrate a momentous milestone for both ArcelorMittal, the world's leading steel company, and the country of Luxembourg. We are here to commemorate the beginning of construction of the new ArcelorMittal Kirchberg headquarters, located here at the Kirchberg Plateau. This structure is itself a testament to the forward-thinking, innovative spirit of ArcelorMittal and will be a landmark for the country. We open today's ceremony with a video introducing you to this exciting project.
Un grand historien luxembourgeois a dit que le Luxembourg était un don du fer, comme l'Égypte était un don du Nil. Le Luxembourg, c'était la sidérurgie dont à la fin est né ArcelorMittal en 2006. Et nous nous sommes installés dans l'ancien siège de la sidérurgie luxembourgeoise, le fameux palais avenue de la Liberté.
As you know, in 2014, we had sold our Liberté building and we needed a new steel headquarters. The more we thought about it, the more we thought we really ought to have a flagship headquarter building that shows the world everything that steel is capable of. Luxembourg is very important to us, and while we developed this concept, the Luxembourg government was kind to offer us this magnificent land.
Le choix d'ArcelorMittal de s'installer au Grand-Duché de Luxembourg, en fait, pas de s'installer parce qu'ils y sont déjà, mais d'y construire leur siège mondial, est une preuve de confiance mutuelle que l'on a, des échanges, de vouloir construire un futur prospère l'un comme l'autre. Il faut savoir que le projet architectural est quand même dingue, hein, c'est quand même quelque chose qui va changer aussi la silhouette du Kirchberg. C'est impressionnant, mais c'est aussi économiquement quelque chose qui m'impressionne aussi, parce que c'est quelque chose où une grande société vient renforcer ses équipes au Luxembourg, et donc ça c'est une preuve de confiance.
We held a competition to choose the best design and architect. Personally, for me, it was a lot of fun to be part of this process, because it took me out of my day-to-day life and I got to interact with amazing architects and incredible jury. Another very important memory for me is that my daughter Sanaya joined me in these jury meetings. We ended up selecting Wilmot to kickstart this project.
ArcelorMittal voulait un bâtiment iconique, mais il voulait aussi un bâtiment flexible. Jean-Michel Wilmot a fait un bâtiment très cristallin, en utilisant les technologies de l'acier, les dernières technologies. Et ça donne le K22.
C'est évidemment un grand plaisir pour moi qu'on a réussi à trouver un architecte comme M. Wilmot qui met ici au Kirchberg un bâtiment basé sur l'économie circulaire qui vraiment est innovateur, qui a reçu les labels importants reconnus internationalement.
Travaillant pour ArcelorMittal, l'inspiration elle est très claire, c'est qu'on a envie d'utiliser l'acier. D'abord c'est un très beau matériau que j'aime beaucoup. En plus la symbolique d'ArcelorMittal, plus le Luxembourg, un peu le berceau de la sidérurgie. L'ensemble était tout à fait cohérent. Et puis il fallait créer un bâtiment assez fort, assez puissant, sur le plateau du Kirchberg et qui soit visible de peu de partout, si vous voulez, de la vieille ville, de l'arrivée de l'aéroport, sur le grand boulevard Kennedy. J'insiste beaucoup sur le fait que ce bâtiment est fabriqué avec de l'acier recyclé. Et donc c'est vraiment une démarche écologique qui est intéressante.
un bijou de technologie et de surcroît des technologies luxembourgeoises. Parce que, en plus, l'essentiel de cette production vient effectivement des usines de Belleval et de Differdange.
Le centre de fabrication Stelligence est très fier de participer à la construction du K22. D'une part parce que cela est le siège du groupe ArcelorMittal et nous sommes très fiers de fabriquer, livrer les profils qui seront utilisés pour la construction de cet édifice. Et ensuite, techniquement, cette structure est très avancée. Elle a vraiment été pensée acier depuis le début et est totalement optimisée afin de garantir un impact environnemental minimum.
On pourrait faire 3 tours Eiffel avec l'acier qu'on utilise pour le K22. Ça vous donne une image de la taille du bâtiment. C'est un bâtiment qui fait une surface brute de 90 000 m², c'est 9 terrains de football. Il fait 80 mètres de haut, réparti sur 22 étages, avec 3 niveaux de parking. Il est équipé d'un atrium d'environ 1000 m², qui va faire un tampon thermique l'été et l'hiver. Et puis il est équipé de 1200 m² de jardin avec des panneaux photovoltaïques. Cette construction, elle répond aux défis de son époque, hein, au développement durable, à la décarbonation, mais aussi à la flexibilité. Pour qu'un bâtiment dure, il faut qu'il soit flexible et adaptable.
As you know, our purpose is smarter steels for people and planet, and this headquarter building is the perfect symbol for that. It's constructed with the smartest steels on offer today, steels that will enable the building to be low carbon, energy efficient, and circular, all of which have a very positive impact on the planet. And most importantly, it is for our people. They will be the ones going to work there every day, and I hope the environment is one which will inspire them to continue to develop brilliant ideas for increasingly smart steels for the future.
Il y aura beaucoup de visiteurs qui vont circuler au Kirchberg pour uniquement aller voir ce bâtiment.
La preuve que le Luxembourg est un endroit où il est bon de s'y installer et d'y être.
I would really like to thank all our partners who have made today happen. It's exciting for ArcelorMittal, exciting for Luxembourg, and I hope exciting for all of our employees who will be working there.
And now please welcome our Executive Chairman, Mr. Mittal, for our opening remarks.
Thank you. Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to be here with you today to mark and celebrate the groundbreaking of our new headquarters building here in Kirchberg. And very pleased that we will be occupying the building together with the Luxembourg government. It is 17 years since ArcelorMittal was created, headquartered here in Luxembourg, so this new building will perhaps appropriately be completed just in time to mark our 20th anniversary. The world has changed quite considerably in that time. Global dynamics have evolved. Extraordinary advances in technology have changed the way we work and live, and increasingly awareness about the threat to our planet. To keep global warming to 1.5 degrees has led to an unprecedented global alignment to change the way our economy operates. Steel, the material we make every day at ArcelorMittal, including here in Luxembourg at Belleval, Differdange, Rodange, and Bissen, has also changed a lot. Our purpose is smarter steel for people and planet for a reason. Steel is not just one product. It is constantly evolving. More than 75% of steel types today is developed in last 2 decades. And that is very much going to be displayed in this extraordinary building designed to showcase cutting-edge techniques for the use of steel in construction. It will exemplify our intelligence, a steel construction concept which aims to consider buildings as holistic, almost living entities. It enables design and construction professionals of different types to come together and design to build a far more efficient and sustainable building. We all know that steel is one of society's most recyclable materials, and clearly in our headquarters we will be ensuring that the energy used to reform that steel comes from renewable sources. In this building, though, we will take that concept one step further, because this building is designed to be reused, not only have recycled steel. What this means is that components of our building will be capable one day of being deconstructed and then used again in a new building, if we decide to leave Luxembourg. All of this means that the sustainability credentials of the building will truly be at the next level, setting an example for others to follow, showing clearly that steel is the right choice for sustainable construction and indeed a sustainable world. Finally, I just want to thank all our stakeholders here in Luxembourg, including, of course, our employees. Our employees make this company. I'm sure, and at the same time, we are very proud of all of them. I'm sure we are all looking forward to seeing it evolve together, following today's groundbreaking, and I look forward to the day we come together again to step foot inside. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mittal. Next, we have the opportunity to hear from the lead architect who is bringing this building to life, Mr. Jean-Michel Wilmot.
So, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Vice President, Prime Minister, Mr. Lakshmi Mittal, Mr. Aditya Mittal, dear all. So today I think it's an honor to be there today to mark the start of the construction of the future headquarters of ArcelorMittal in Luxembourg. We start the conception, in 2017. So imagine the pleasure to be among you 5 years later. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, to say that this building is dingue. As you say, I can translate it in English, but I think that's resume exactly what we wanted to do. But it's seriously dingue. I know that this project has an important signification not only for the world's leading steel group, but also for the city of Luxembourg. Our goal is, with these ambitious projects, is to create an iconic building that will become a landmark of the Luxembourg cityscape. We could say that our design is light, elegant, and transparent. The first element of our architectural approach is a strong shape of the building, as you see already here. The first element of our architectural approach, and the steel facade pays tribute to the steel industry in Luxembourg. This is for us very important to come back to the hearth of Luxembourg, and represents the mechanical skills of this material in complex construction projects. The building's unique volumetry offers different perspectives from various angles with 5 faces. So you have 5 faces from each part of the city. You will see 1 different faces. So I think this is also which will be very different from the square-shaped buildings. A central atrium at the earth behind, in the central at the earth of the structure occupies 2/3 of the volume of the building. Covered by a glass roof, it brings a natural light to the interior, creating a pleasant atmosphere and interaction for the people working in the building. This atrium is big garden serve as a focal point, connecting various parts of the building and promoting a sense of community and collaborations. We have insisted on integrating the building into the city itself. The ground floor, with an extensive glass element, is open to the central atrium and to the surrounding gardens. It gives a sense of urban continuity between the different public areas surrounding the project. The transparency of the facade allows for visual connection with the landscape connecting the interior and the exterior space. Flexibility is also the key of this design. The deep column-free office floor inside the building offer a great adaptability to today's different way of working. We have carefully considered the evolving needs of modern workplace, ensuring that this headquarters provide a dynamic environment for the city administration and ArcelorMittal teams. In addition to the architectural significance, the project has a strong environmental strategy. Our goal is to achieve an environmental excellence through the principle of simplicity, efficiency, and minimize impact and optimize building system. We work and bring these innovative and sustainable solutions during the construction process, ensuring that the building meets the most efficient and environmental standards. We are proud that ArcelorMittal and the government has instructed us with the prestigious task of designing the building. Together, we are committed to bring this architectural vision to life, and we hope create a remarkable symbol that will mark Luxembourg's urban landscape. Thank you to all the team who have helped us and who have been involved in this project since 2017. Thank you for all your confidence, and let's meet for the opening in 2025.
Thank you, Mr. Wilmot, for sharing your vision with us. Now, please welcome our Chief Executive Officer, Mr. ArcelorMittal, to the podium.
Prime Minister Bettel, Deputy Prime Minister, ArcelorMittal colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, Jean-Michel. Welcome. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today. I think a lot of the key points of my speech were in the video, so I hope I'm not ending up repeating myself. But today is momentous because all of us are here for the groundbreaking of this iconic building. And as you heard, this building will be made from the smartest steels in the world, but more importantly, made here in Luxembourg. So as you know, steel is a material deeply embedded in the history of Luxembourg. Steel is also material that ArcelorMittal exists to create. So it is entirely appropriate that one of the finest buildings ever designed and built with steel will be standing here tall in Luxembourg. The history of the building, as you heard, started a few years ago when we had time to really think about a fresh, modern approach for our new headquarters. But first, we had to find a location. And I must say here, Michel and the Fond de Kirchberg and the Luxembourg government played a very important role in identifying this land that is, I think, over there. And some of you will see it later. It truly is an iconic space where we can build an iconic building, an opportunity to build something grand in the heart of Luxembourg. So what did we do? We decided to launch an international competition back in 2017, where some of the world's most talented architects submitted their designs to show the world what steel is capable of. We created a jury of 12 members. I want to thank all of the jury members for their tireless efforts and commitment, including Michelle Worth, who played an instrumental role. Of course, as you heard in the video, we cannot forget that my daughter Sanaya, who was 12 at that time, joined me in these meetings. I think when I asked her, why didn't you come to Luxembourg with me, she thought it would be a nice holiday. But later on, she realized that it's meetings back to back, 8 to 7. It's grueling and clearly very interesting, but very challenging as well. I think all the architects did a tremendous job, but I must give a lot of praise to Jean-Michel and his team for their presentation. It was truly remarkable. I think not only did they charm all 12 of us, but they ensured that they charmed Sanaya as well. And so obviously they were awarded with this opportunity. They were unanimously selected, I must say. As you heard from Jean-Michel, his design concept showcases what can be created with the most modern steels, demonstrating everything that steel is capable of when it comes to circularity, carbon footprint, cost, as well as sustainability. And last but not least, I think you saw it in the video, the beauty of steel. I mean, we can see the lightness of the building, the elegance of the building, the transparency of the building, and I think that's just wonderful. I mean, it shows why we're passionate about the product, because not only is it steel, but it is malleable in many, many different forms. I will continue to praise steel. I'm not biased about steel. So I'll walk through a few more attributes about the product steel and how it's being used in this building. As you heard earlier, this building is not just demonstrating that steel can be recycled. Everyone knows that steel does not end up in our oceans. It is recycled in these beautiful electric furnaces that we have here in Luxembourg. But this building is unique because it is allowing steel to be reused. Literally, if we ever are not doing something different or we want the building to be recreated, we can remove the steel beams and use them in a different construction. And I think that is incredible. It's an incredible testament to the product. And today we've also announced a competition with students to see how other materials, especially steel, can be reused. Secondly, the biggest challenge in the world is climate. It's the number one crisis, existential crisis facing us. As I brought my daughter here, I have to be more and more conscious of the world we leave our children and our grandchildren. And as you know, the steel here is low carbon. Its footprint will be 80% less than a usual steel product. Now, 80% is not 100%, but 80% is a lot. And we're talking about 2023. And equally important, the steel will be made here in Luxembourg, so you'll have limited emissions for transportation. And so the whole total system of the building will be low carbon. And as you heard from all of us, the building will not hide steel. It will proudly display it on the outside of the building so that our employees that come to work in it every day can feel and see the effort that they put in day after day in the product that makes this building possible. As you heard from all of us, the most important is our people. And I truly believe that this building will be a great place for our people to work. I think you saw the atrium, you saw the open spaces, how we're going to design it. It is our people that underpin the success of our business, of our company. We have 3,500 proud employees here in Luxembourg. And what is, I think, truly remarkable about this building is that I believe that every single one of our employees will be associated with this building. Not everyone will be working in the building, but some of them will be producing the steel that goes in the building. Others will be working on the design. So I truly believe that this building will touch all of our 3,500 employees here in Luxembourg. We are incredibly proud of each one of them, incredibly proud of all of our employees, and it will be so much fun to see all their efforts come to life in this magnificent building. We clearly love our association with Luxembourg. It's been a very good country for us, and we're very thankful that all of you have shown up today. And I think this building is another testament to our collaboration and good success for the future. So thank you very much.
Thank you. As one of those 3,500 employees, I'm very much looking forward to the new building. We are now honored to welcome our esteemed Vice Prime Minister of Luxembourg, Mr. Francois Bauch.
Dear Mr. ArcelorMittal, dear Mr. ArcelorMittal, dear Xavier, honorable guests, like it had been said at the beginning in the introduction, this building will be another landmark on the plateau of Kirchberg. And that's precisely what we need on the Boulevard John F. Kennedy, because the Boulevard John F. Kennedy is really not finished, because after your building, we'll have a lot of housings, apartments to fulfill, to make the Boulevard John F. Kennedy more livable also at the end of the day. So that was the first reason why the government was really convinced that it would be a good idea to give you this place here to build up your headquarters here at the Kirchberg. But there is also a second reason, and that is because what you explained already and what had been shown also in the movie, this building represents also lived in green industrial policy. And the government wants really to underline that it is part of its strategy to make Luxembourg, from Luxembourg a laboratory to really promote green industrial policy. So that's also the reason why we have become partner of you in this building. So we considered as a flagship project for ArcelorMittal, the new global headquarters holds great importance, it's clear, for the Luxembourgish industrial side, and we are really happy to have it here. It is a prestigious and contemporary building that considers energy and environmental aspects that have been shown also in the video. But it's also, like you also explained it already, an important step regarding the circular economy. Also another strategic point, I see here Franz Fayo in front of me, the Minister of Economy, that we will promote in the next years. From the architectural perspective, the ArcelorMittal Kirchberg headquarters represents a pentagon-shaped office building with threaded facades and a central atrium, very spectacular. I would not say, like the Prime Minister, it would be crazy to build something like this, but it's interesting, I would say this. But at the end, also, I'm very happy that such a good and really international known architect, Mr. Wilmot, is building this. It's also important for us. So this large-scale project will contribute to the development of the urbanism in Kirchberg. The aim is to build a neighborhood that will reconcile the various functions of urban life, work, living, and leisure. And I'm convinced already today that when in 2025 we will celebrate the opening, we will then also have convinced the last ones that today are not convinced. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vice Prime Minister. Now we have the privilege and the honor of hearing from our esteemed Prime Minister of Luxembourg, Xavier Bettel.
Thank you. So, dear family Mittal, dear Deputy Prime Minister, dear Minister of Economy. So, first thing to tell you, you have three ministers here, three different parties. A minister in charge of construction and also of transport and of defense, and that's all. That's all. And the Minister of Economy and in charge of industry. And why we are here today, it's for different reasons. The first reason is that we believe that this country has a future also with industry. First thing. Second thing is we should all know where we come from when we speak about the future. This country was a poor country. A lot of people forgot that. A third of this country left the country and went to the United States to have a better life. And we started to get a rich country with iron, with steel. This was the beginning of Arbet, and Arbet is the wealth of this country in our history. And after Arcelor and now ArcelorMittal, we are so proud that we know our roots. And still nowadays, to have a world player in Luxembourg is not granted. We have today, in history, we look CLT, one of the biggest television company in Europe, based in Luxembourg. We have with SES, one of the biggest satellites company, worldwide satellites company in Luxembourg. That you trust our government, that together we are able to keep one of the biggest headquarters. Believe me, I know a lot of other countries would have been happy to welcome you. But that you trusted the government, that you trusted that we want to build something together. In this country, it's a proof of economic growth, it's a proof of trust, and it's a trust also in the industrial future of this country. And as you said, the building, but also how you produce, because sometimes we are too humble about results that we achieve together. The way we produced 100 years ago has nothing to do with how we produce today when we see Aditya's questions about the future of our climate for your daughter. It's also how the building is built today. And I would like to say, Mr. Wilmot, DAG doesn't mean crazy. DAG doesn't mean a lot of different things. It's the subtlety of French words. But it's wow, it's woo, but interesting. This is something, when I was Minister of Culture, I always said when I didn't know what to say. So, yes, it's interesting, it's complicated, we need to discuss. No, for me, it's wow. It's wow, and that's for me, DAG. It's transparent, it's steel, it's glass, it's working places. This is also the quarter where just back a few meters from here, Europe was born with Robert Schumann's birth house. And to have one of these big companies located here is for me a success. And I don't want to make political statements just before the elections on the back of companies. I'm happy that you trust us, and I will do everything that this trust relationship that we built the last years will continue to grow in the right direction. Thank you so much, and I hope also, but that doesn't depend on me, but I will at least promise me that I will be invited. We have elections in October. I don't know the outcome, but I would be very happy to be there in 2025 for the opening. And thank you very much. And I understood why you said you want to move in. We will discuss about that topic too. Huh? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Prime Minister. It is wow. Thank you for being excited. We're all excited. Thank you all for being here to celebrate with us. We will now be proceeding to the next stage of the event, which will be the beam installation ceremonies. After this, we will welcome you to return here for a reception. So now we will ask Mr. Mittal and Mr. Bettel to lead the procession to the beam installation ceremony. They will be joined by Mr. Aditya Mittal and Mr. Bausch, Mr. Vert, and Mr. Wilmot. Please stay seated while they make their way to the site. And now I invite our other VIP guests to proceed to this site to the special viewing platform. There will be event staff to guide you.
bon, les images, ils étaient fermés. Ils allaient le faire.
Bonjour! En fait, ma dish is high.
Livestream. Oui, livestream.
Was it?
Good.
Ça va, prima.
Merci.